Hello and welcome. Yours truly, Brian Earl, here at Christmas Past headquarters in sunny San Mateo, California. I hope wherever you are in the world that it's somewhere nice and that you're happy, healthy, and full of the Christmas spirit, just like I am and my guest is as well. So let's give a nice warm welcome to Allison in Baltimore. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, good, good.
Now, Allison, do you notice that I have my Christmas tree up behind me? And I noticed that you have some decorations up as well, even though it's just a couple days after Thanksgiving. Now, that type of personality is someone who really is organized around Christmas, wouldn't you agree?
Correct, yes. We have three trees in the house. We do two artificials and then one real, so we don't have that one up yet. That's always the really juicy one, though, so I can't wait to get that one next weekend. But planning and keeping it all in order is half the battle.
Exactly. Now, we're going to get to that in just a moment, but first, the important question, what kind of real tree do you prefer?
Fraser fir.
Fraser, really? Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Massachusetts myself, and I have always preferred the blue spruce, not only for the way they smell, but for the sturdiness of the branches.
Yeah,
We've had the Douglas fir many times. I know it's the traditional one, but I have to say, if I'm going to get a real one, and I don't have room to get a real one in my current place in California, it's always a blue spruce. But
I'm not a huge ornament person, just lights. So usually just lights and ribbon, and that's why the Fraser works really well for us.
I don't know if we can see this on my little, I'm going to get this down. Just a moment, just because you mentioned ornaments. This is an ornament that I made myself when I was, I don't know how many years old. You've seen these before where you make you trace your hand and make a Santa out of it. And I have had this with me. It's been to like 5 or 6 different houses, and I always put it up. And that's what I love about decorating the tree. It's a sort of little trip down memory lane every year of all these things throughout the year, almost like a little diary of my life. So that's why I love it.
Definitely.
Back up there. But we were talking about how the Christmas season can get really hectic. You're a Christmas person, I'm a Christmas person. We plan for it all year. Then Thanksgiving comes along and you blink and it's over. And so it's really hard to keep everything organized and ready. So I wanted to talk to you because I know that this is something that you care very much about. So what are some of the things that you think prevent people from being as organized or as on top of things during Christmas as they could be?
So I think we put off the things we don't want to do, the things we consider chores. And I think a lot of people would consider some things around Christmas being chores. For instance, I hate fluffing garland, right? So it's figuring out how to take care of those things in advance of the holiday so you don't have to stress out about it when it is actually the holiday. You can just spend your time hanging out with friends and gathering and doing all the things you do like to do. So it's really about figuring out the things that are chores to you and taking care of those long in advance of, Thanksgiving, really, getting it all wrapped up and out of the way then.
Now, you don't like fluffing garland. I can't imagine not enjoying fluffing garland.
That's probably the worst for me. And I think I just came up with a solution yesterday. I think I'm not going to pack it away.
Yeah, hey, that works.
Yeah.
And then you get to extend the Christmas season as well.
Yeah.
But so I understand that you've come up with some ways to help people stay organized throughout the Christmas season. And I'd love it if we could just talk about some of those and what goes into those and how it could help me and people like me who love Christmas but hate stress.
Sure. So primarily what I have been keeping for many years since I've moved out of my parents' house is what I call the Christmas journal. And inside of this journal, I kind of track things that I did that went really well or things that didn't go so well. And I look back on that periodically throughout the year. So what I wound up doing is creating a journal that I sell on my website. And this has some of those really important fields in it. So for instance, you can recap your holiday in here. You can plan out your advent calendar if you're one of those people who loves, doing events or fun things around the advent. You can plan out your crafts, your recipes, everything in this book. And through my Instagram account, I ask you to refer back to your Christmas planner throughout the year, and it gives you prompts. So that gets those chores out of the way and frees up your December.
And then I imagine it also makes a nice little sort of scrapbook. You get to look back at it year after year and kind of see what you did and how you spent your Christmas that year.
It is, exactly. And when you pull this out, you get into October and you start reading what you did the year before. And one of my fields here is what you want to do more of next year. So kind of getting that and being more present with it and thinking more about it as the holiday rolls around. So it's also about creating the space. So how your space feels. A lot of people feel like, back to that chore idea. So within my planning line, we have a whole kit. You can get a little planning mug that matches, and you can get a planning candle that matches, and kind of set up your space, get cozy, and start planning. So even if it's July or August or September, you can create a little bit of Christmas and get you in the mood.
Well, I love that about creating the atmosphere, because in the same way that you really can't bake Christmas cookies without having some Christmas music, there's something about the calm that comes with a nice warm mug of hot chocolate or a nice candle burning that just sort of gets you in that space of just calm and feeling organized and ready to take on the challenges of Christmas. Because as joyous a season as it is, it's not without its challenges, and the people who have trouble sort of getting in front of all those challenges are the ones who feel overwhelmed and just don't get to enjoy it. So I really like what you're doing here and helping people to just feel like Christmas is something that you can enjoy as long as you just take the necessary steps to make sure that you are budgeting your time and managing your resources and just enjoying the journey all along.
Exactly. Yeah. And my website and my Instagram are called New Fallen Snow, because we don't want it to be 'twas the night before Christmas when we start getting things together.
And I'll let everybody know that if you come to christmaspast.media and go to the quizzes section, you'll find a little quiz that Allison and I put together to gauge just how together you are for this Christmas season, or any Christmas season for that matter. But then again, if you want to go and check out everything that Allison has to offer, she mentioned her Instagram. I'll put a graphic for that on the bottom of the screen here. There'll be info in the show notes below. And then also, what is the website again, Allison?
It is new, N-E-W hyphen fallen, F-A-L-L-E-N, snow.com. And for the shop, you have a 10% discount to your listeners if they enter Christmas Past.
Well, thank you very much. A 10% discount would be very nice for everybody. So I encourage you all to go to New Fallen Snow, go to the Instagram account. Again, everything's going to be linked down below. And again, please do take that quiz. We had a lot of fun making that. I can't even remember when we made that, Allison. It was months ago.
It's like August, yeah.
And we did that because we are organized and always thinking about Christmas before it's too late. So I hope we've inspired you to do a little bit of the same yourself. I want to thank you very much for checking us out today. And before I let you go, Allison, the question I always like to ask before we end things is, how are you spending Christmas this year?
In my pajamas, watching Christmas movies.
That is the only way to do it.
The only way, yeah.
So I should ask if you have a favorite Christmas movie.
I do. I like 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. The little mice, the little animated mice.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
It has that song called Even a Miracle Needs a Hand, which always gets stuck in your head.
Yes.
And I have to say that my favorite Christmas movie, probably of all time, is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. And
we were just talking about that.
I am very excited. Did you know that that's going to be back in movie theaters this year?
No.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll add that to my list.
Yep. So I'm going to also, everybody, check out the notes below. I'm going to put a link to that because I think it's nationwide and it's like one of those one night only kind of things sometime in early to mid-December. But I'll definitely check that out and I hope you do too. So thank you once again for watching, and thanks again, Allison, for helping us get some tips on staying organized this Christmas. And we'll see you again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.